Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Washington Redskins. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, Smith. And right away, he lost the football. And fortunately, the offense will cover this one up back at the 5-yard line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Out of the gun, Smith. He'll check it down to Geis. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Check 26, check 26.
A shotgun snap for Smith. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Chandler Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Tressway now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. On the return is Peterson. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Now Rosen on 1st down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. This is caught inside the 15. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first two plays. Now 3rd and goal.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Dawson able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Crowder. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Redskins making their way out. Last year, a fairly quiet 7-9. Now, the big change, of course, for 2018 here, exit Kirk Cousins, enter Alex Smith at quarterback. What does that change?
The change is that you have a quarterback who takes care of the football in a big way, but still could deliver it downfield. Alex Smith has such a reputation for being careful that it's overblown. He will take the shot downfield. If receivers shake free, get open, he'll deliver it. The other part of that, they get an offensive line. If they can get help there and have consistency up front, that offense can move, and that's what they're going to need to do.
Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10. It's the first NFL touchdown for LSU's Darius Geis, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
Well, the Cardinals coming out here, and take a look back, Charles, at 2017. Really, everything started going south. Unfortunately, week 1, that's when they lost David Johnson to a wrist injury. From there, they really couldn't turn it around.
And in the offseason, coaching change. Steve Wilkes now in charge. Comes with a defensive bent. Remember, he's a defensive coordinator with the Carolina Panthers. And he probably was blitzing from the time he took the job. That's how aggressive he is. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, there's going to be a battle for the quarterback spot. You knew they signed Sam Bradford. Josh Rosen was drafted. But the idea...
He's got him in, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They give him a gain of 37. How about the rookie in his NFL debut? Looking sharp. It's 1st and 10.
Over! No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Detroit!
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Undercrush. Detroit!
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
56. Lucky 56.
Third and long here for Rosen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
3 down, 3 down. Shift. Regular. Mike, 56, right there, 56. No, right.
After the interception, here's Smith. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Hey. You got 3. 3 down. Let's go. 15. Check it out, please. Hey, let's roll. 56, Mike, 56. Yellow. Here we go.
From the 50, it's Smith. That is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. And now it's second down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Mike, 56 is Mike. Hey, let's roll.
To throw again. Smith. Complete. Richardson has it. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Double tight. Settle down, huh? Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down. We got to stand up over there. 49, check 49.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards. There, it'll be 2nd and 6.
Hey, let's settle in. Come on, we're good. Hey. 4 down. He's coming.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On the catch, it's Crowder. First catch for the Redskins, leader in the receiving yardage category a year ago. Good for a first down. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Double. 15, yeah.
They'll hand it down to Geis. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Right. Yellow. Hey, let's settle in. Come on, we're good. Hey. Let's go. Hey, back up. Watch the twist.
Just beating the play clock, Smith. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Detroit!
After the interception, here's Rosen. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make this a 2nd down. A carry for the big fullback. This is Derek Coleman. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a 1st down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rosen on 1st and 10. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Lucky 56.
2nd and 10. It's Rosen again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
15. Let's go. 15. Eddie. 80. Hey, 35. Tiger. Lock. Check safety. Hey, back up.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Dumps it off for Geis. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, 15. Hey, slot. Hey, back up.
Now Smith. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Liz. Watch out.
So the false start will back them up 5. Well, it was a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9.
Hey, gun. Liz. 56, right there. 56. 15. Hey, line.
Here's Smith. And he comes back with one complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. More from the desert after this. And Hopkins' kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good 3-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you could kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also, they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
On second down, Rosen. And a loose football. And the Redskins scoop it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Hey, let's settle in. Come on, we're just, hey. Settle down, huh? Watch number 15, yeah. Hey, back up.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
settle in. Come on, we're just, hey. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Geis receives the pitch, and that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The Redskins on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3.
3 down, 3 down. 12. Check, crunch. Let's go, gun. Liz. I'm here all day.
From the gun, here's Smith. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because in NFL parlance, he's a third-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there. And what a great play he just made.
Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight right. Gun!
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Gun. Keep it up, guys. Detroit.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. Lets it go for Nelson. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Dawson's kick is good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
No. Check. Patriot. Rush in.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Ha-ha, Clinton Dix there for the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On third down, Rosen. It's caught. Nelson. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first down carry here for Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. As David Johnson works his way back from the wrist injury, what are the hesitations, the cautions for him?
Well, number one, you want to make sure he's got full strength in the wrist because he's going to carry the football an awful lot, so ball security is important. And you definitely want to make sure there's flexibility there because he's been such a great pass catcher in the past. You want to make sure he gets back to being able to do that as well.
The wrist seems fine. The legs were never a problem as DJ's in the backfield again on first and 10. On first down, it's Rosen. Josh Rosen put that one in the trophy case, his first NFL touchdown pass. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
I don't care how calm, cool, collected you carry yourself. I don't care how contained you are in your emotions. Your first touchdown pass in the NFL is awfully special. And Josh Rosen is always going to put out the vibe that, hey, I do this all the time. But inside, he's got to be so excited to have that first taste of success in the league.
Now it's Crowder. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Hey, back up.
Smith on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the air, Smith on second down. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The Redskins on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Hey, let's roll. Liz. Tighten up.
following the fumble recovery. Smith. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. He's picked off at his own 47. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. Caught, right side, Gresham. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On second down, Johnson. And an alley to run. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Gone!
To throw is Rosen. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Over!
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
Now Rosen looking to throw. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Derek Coleman, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Dawson tacks on the point after, and the lead now up to 14. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Elsewhere around the NFL, they're in the third quarter in Carson. The Chiefs have added on. They're pulling away in that one. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch 10. Yellow.
On first down, it's Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. Rice with the carry on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Hey, back up.
Now maybe a free play here for Smith. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Hassan Reddick able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. On second down, here's Smith. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Smith now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
15, yeah.
From the red zone now, Smith. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Hey, back up. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Slide.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That's good for a Redskin first down. Richardson on the reception from Smith.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
12.
Now Thompson. He fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Chris Thompson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. So here are the Redskins now, an important 2-point conversion.
15, yeah. Set. Wide 80. Slot. Stay with your man.
Smith. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion, and now we're back to a 1-score game. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is T.J. Logan to return it. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure
he can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Ryan Kerrigan in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's going to loft one deep over. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Come get some. Come get some. He don't want it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Check. 53. Detroit! Detroit! Heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
From the gun, it's Rosen. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Free safety, Clinton Dix, the man to make the play there on the defensive side.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Crowder now to return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Let's go. Go. 56, Mike, 56.
On 1st down, Smith. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Smith now to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trey Boston. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
Leopard! Kill! Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And now running right through it. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Everyone's got 4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. All right, now, Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, back up. 56, the mic, boys. 56. Check, 56. Come on. Hey, back up. Take it. Hey, back up. Liz. Yellow.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Hey, on. Orange.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Hassan Reddick in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Clock running as the Redskins try to hurry up.
Hey, gun.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like 1 time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, Week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season, we get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Cards, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0.